Hey everyone, it's Abir, and if you're anything like me, you've probably looked around your space and felt that familiar wave of, I need to organize. It's a feeling that creeps up on you, especially when you see the clutter piling up in every corner. You might feel like you're drowning in a sea of stuff, and it can be really discouraging. But then life gets in the way, things pile up and it feels overwhelming. You have work, family, and other responsibilities that take up your time and energy. Before you know it, the clutter has taken over and it feels like there's no way out. It's easy to feel stuck and not know where to start. Trust me, I've been there. I've had moments where I just wanted to throw everything away and start fresh. But that's not always practical or necessary. The key is to find a balance and create a system that works for you. But here's the thing. Decluttering and organizing doesn't have to be this big, daunting task. It can be broken down into manageable steps that fit into your daily routine. You don't have to do it all at once. Small, consistent efforts can make a big difference over time. In this video, I'm sharing 8 essential tips that have helped me transform my space from chaotic to calm. These tips are practical and easy to implement, no matter how busy you are. They can help you create a more organized and peaceful environment. These aren't just random hacks. They're about changing your mindset around your belongings and creating a space that truly reflects who you are and what you value. It's about being intentional with what you keep and how you organize it. When you do this, you'll find that your space not only looks better, but also feels better. So, if you're ready to ditch the overwhelm and create a space that sparks joy, hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Together, we can tackle the clutter and create a home that brings you peace and happiness. Let's dive in and make this transformation happen. When it comes to decluttering, the first step is often the hardest. The sheer volume of items and the emotional attachment we have to them can make the task seem insurmountable. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and not know where to begin. That's why it's crucial to choose a starting point that will give you a quick win and motivate you to keep going. A small victory can provide the encouragement you need to tackle more challenging areas. Instead of trying to tackle your entire house at once, focus on a smaller area that will make a visible difference. This approach helps break down the overwhelming task into manageable chunks. This could be your desk, where you spend a significant amount of time working or studying. A clean and organized desk can improve your productivity and mental clarity. Or it could be a single shelf in your closet, where you store your most frequently used items. An organized shelf can make your daily routine smoother and more efficient. Or even just that junk drawer we all have, filled with miscellaneous items that don't have a designated place. Clearing out this drawer can give you a sense of control and order. The key is to choose a spot where you can see tangible progress quickly. This immediate result will boost your confidence and motivate you to continue. This will give you a sense of accomplishment and build momentum for tackling larger areas later on. Each small success will add up, making the overall task less daunting. Remember, decluttering is a marathon, not a sprint. It's a gradual process that requires patience and persistence. Don't rush it. Take your time to do it right. So start small, celebrate your wins, and gradually work your way up to those more challenging spaces. Each step you take brings you closer to a more organized and peaceful living environment. Celebrate each milestone, no matter how small, and use that positive energy to fuel your next decluttering project. Over time, you'll find that the once overwhelming task of decluttering becomes a manageable and even enjoyable process. Before we go any further, let's clear up a common misconception. Decluttering and organizing are not the same thing. Many people often use these terms interchangeably, but they actually refer to 2 distinct processes that are both essential for creating a harmonious living space. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that buying more storage solutions is the answer, but it's just a temporary fix. While storage bins and organizers can help, they won't solve the root problem if you have too much stuff to begin with. The key is to address the clutter first. Decluttering is about making decisions about what you truly need and value in your life. It's a process of evaluating each item and asking yourself if it adds value or joy to your life. If it doesn't, it's time to let it go. This can be a challenging but liberating experience. It's about letting go of the things that are no longer serving you, whether that's physical clutter or mental baggage. Decluttering can be a deeply personal journey, as it often involves confronting emotional attachments to items. However, the end result is a more serene and functional living space. Organizing, on the other hand, comes after you've decluttered. Once you've pared down your belongings to only what you truly need and love, organizing becomes much more straightforward. It's about creating a system that works for you and your lifestyle. It's about finding a designated place for everything and creating systems that make your life easier. This might involve using storage solutions, but now they will be used more effectively because you have less to store. Labeling bins and creating zones for different types of items can help maintain order. So before you even think about buying those fancy storage bins, take some time to declutter first. Assess what you have, decide what you need, and let go of the rest. This will make the organizing process much more efficient and satisfying. You'll be amazed at how much easier it is to organize when you have less stuff. A decluttered space not only looks better but also feels better, reducing stress and making daily tasks more manageable. Remember, decluttering is the first step to a more organized and peaceful life. One of the biggest mistakes people make when decluttering is trying to do too much at once. They get overwhelmed, discouraged, and end up right back where they started. The key to avoiding this is to break down the task into smaller, more manageable chunks. Instead of saying, "I'm going to declutter my entire bedroom today," try setting a timer for 15 minutes and focusing on just one area, like your nightstand. When you focus on smaller tasks, you're less likely to feel overwhelmed and more likely to stay motivated. Plus, it's much easier to fit these mini decluttering sessions into your busy schedule. Chapter 4. Trust your gut, overcoming decision fatigue. We've all been there. Staring at a pile of stuff, unsure of what to keep, donate, or toss. It's easy to get stuck in analysis paralysis, overthinking every single item. Here's the thing, you don't need to overcomplicate it. Trust your gut instinct. If an item sparks joy, keep it. If it doesn't, let it go. Remember, you're allowed to change your mind. Just because you got rid of something doesn't mean you can't replace it later if you truly need it. The goal is to create a space that reflects your current needs and values, not to hold on to things out of guilt or obligation. Chapter 5. Shift your perspective. Decluttering as self-care. Instead of viewing decluttering as a chore, try reframing it as an act of self-care. It's about creating a space that supports your well-being and brings you a sense of peace. When you let go of physical clutter, you also create space for mental clarity and emotional freedom. You're no longer weighed down by the burden of your possessions. So, the next time you're feeling overwhelmed by clutter, remind yourself that decluttering is not a punishment. It's a gift you give yourself. Chapter 6. Slow and steady wins the race, setting realistic goals. Decluttering and organizing your entire life doesn't happen overnight. It's a process that takes time and effort, and that's okay. Instead of setting unrealistic expectations, break down your goals into smaller, more achievable steps. Instead of aiming to declutter your entire house in a weekend, focus on one room or even just one drawer at a time. Remember, progress is better than perfection. Celebrate your small victories along the way, and don't be afraid to adjust your goals as needed. Chapter 7. Function over form. Prioritizing what matters. It's easy to get caught up in the aesthetics of organizing, but don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. While it's nice to have a beautifully organized space, it's more important that your space is functional and works for your daily life. Focus on creating systems that make sense for you and your daily routines. Once you have a functional foundation in place, you can then add decorative touches to make your space more visually appealing and enjoyable. Chapter 8. Maintenance is key, making it a habit. Decluttering and organizing is not a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. Just like you wouldn't expect to clean your house once and have it stay clean forever, you can't expect your space to stay organized without regular maintenance. The key is to make decluttering and organizing a regular part of your routine. This could mean spending 15 minutes each day tidying up, or doing a more thorough declutter once a month. By incorporating these practices into your life, you can prevent clutter from building up again and maintain a sense of order in your space. Outrow creating a space you love. So there you have it, 8 essential tips to help you declutter and organize your space. Remember, it's not about achieving perfection, but about creating a space that supports your well-being and brings you a sense of peace. Start small, be patient with yourself, and focus on the progress you're making, and most importantly, Don't be afraid to let go of the things that are no longer serving you. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's your biggest decluttering challenge? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found these tips helpful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos on minimalism, productivity, and intentional living.